Hello, good evening, good morning, good day to everyone here on LM Simulation here on YouTube. So we are back and we're doing something I've been wanting to do on this channel for a hell of a long time. We are here in the wonderful Train Sim World 2 and we're going to be exploring the Rush Hour DLC and the one and only London to Brighton route here in Train Sim World 2, something that I've been wanting to do. As you probably know and you've heard on the channel, I've been rumours to do it for a long time, been meaning to do it for a long time. Originally it was going to be November, then it was pushed to December, and there were some good deals over Christmas, so I was actually able to get it over Christmas, and it's taken a while to be able to get to this level and to get to this point, but finally, nearly February, so nearly 4 months late, but we are here in Train Sim World 2, in the rush hour, and we are doing the wonderful London to Brighton route. Now, I'm going to start off in Brighton because I know that we've explored Brighton before over in the East Coastway route here in Train Sim World 2. So it stands to reason to start here in Brighton and work a service up to London Victoria. So we're going to be set on January the 15th. Now January the 15th, 2022 was a Saturday, and we're going to be working the 1 Mike 35 Brighton to London Victoria train at the 0916 from Brighton. This is going to be a Gatwick Express train, because Gatwick Express don't just operate from London Victoria to Gatwick, they operate London Victoria to Brighton and also return services from Brighton to London Victoria via Gatwick. They don't stop at many places. Southern also operate a high-speed service between Brighton and London Victoria to Brighton, vice versa, but it stops at a few more locations than this one. This is mainly a non-stop service, apart from, I believe, Brighton and maybe, I think it might be, if I recall correctly, it might be Brighton, East Croydon and London Victoria, but I can't remember. It's been a hell of a long time since I've done this, and to be honest, it's going to be interesting to see Brighton from a new angle, from a whole new route. So without further ado, this is LM Simulation. We are finally in the Rush Hour DLC, and we're going to be taking the train, a 387, brand new to Train Sim World 2, from Brighton up to London Victoria. So join me as we do this incredible journey. Let's go. And here we are, the gorgeous Brighton station here in Train Sim World 2. 387213 is going to be our racehorse up to London Victoria today. Looking forward to bringing this to you. Also got the 313. This is something I'm going to be bringing to the channel very soon. Don't worry about that. We are going to be exploring the 313 on the Brighton East Coastway route. So don't worry about that. We are going to be doing some 313 action here on the channel. There's also a little shunter here. I like this. A little Class 08 shunter. I don't know if one exists down here in real life. I don't believe so, because there's no real need to have a shunter down here, but that is a very nice addition to Train Sim World 2, so it's lovely to have a little shunter here. Also got the Class 377, which is this one over here. I'm just going to show you this quickly whilst we're here in beautiful not London, we're here in beautiful Brighton, sunny Brighton as well. So this is 377157, not in service at the moment, and we're going to be taking this train up to London Victoria. Calling points today are Gatwick Airport and London Victoria only, so it doesn't even call it East Croydon. I didn't realise that. So obviously East Croydon's more of a southern station rather than Gatwick Express. Anyway, before we're too late, no, I don't want to give up control. We're going to take it. See, they're wanting us to do everything right away. So it's a lovely morning. Let's get bits and bobs unisolated. So is there anything that I need to unisolate here? Nope. So it must all be over here then. Yep, we need that unisolated, and that unisolated. There we go, lovely. So we're ready to go. Let's put the master key in. Sit down. I want to unlock the doors on the right hand side. Is it going to let us? Nope, gotta. There we go. Door release left. So this is a little bit different to your 377. We've had the 377 in Train Simulator for quite a while, but this is a little bit different, this cab. As you can see, it's some different aspects. You've got a whole new TPWS unit, DRA, all of this jazz. You've got the coast button here as well, and the DAS. You know, loads of different things here. It's really cool. So what we're going to do is just need to take the tail lights off, actually, because that, and we need to put us on day running. Let's close the doors because we're ready to go. Put us into forward. I'm going to do the blind a little bit because it might get a bit bright as we head towards London. So next stop is Gatwick Airport. So I can assure you that we're going to be exploring this route in a little bit more detail in future videos. Don't worry about that. So we are a little bit late. We were the 9:17 or 9:16 and it is 9:20. But since when are trains not late in this country? I have just noticed the tail lights are on our unit. I don't really understand why. They shouldn't have been. Yeah, tail lights are on. I'll get that sorted at Gatwick. Nothing we can really do, we're on the way now, but yeah, that shouldn't be happening. Yeah, very bright, but tail lights are on. Let's go to the rear and get a nice little screenshot of our train. Very nice indeed. Do want to get going in this, get up to as high a speed as possible, because these trains can really fly, and especially when you're only doing Gatwick in London, that's quite a good journey actually. I don't know why they said this train calls it East Croydon. It's a Gatwick Express. Why would it call it East Croydon? Primary stations for Gatwick Express, there's only 3: Gatwick, Brighton, and London. That's it. So it's kind of a Gatwick Express from 2 angles, which is something that you haven't really seen, because most airports are terminating stations. You know, when you get to Stansted Airport, I believe that's a terminating station. Last time I checked. Luton Airport Parkway is not a terminating station. That's on the Midland Main Line, and there are no set services to Luton Airport Parkway. So there's no Luton Airport Express. There's a Heathrow Express, there's a Gatwick Express, I think there's a Stansted Express, although that's really been amalgamated into Abellio Greater Anglia now. Although that still operates as an express train. But yeah, the only one that doesn't really have one is Luton, which is quite interesting. Maybe because it's on the Midland Main Line, you never know. Right, so let's get going. I'm going to shove us into this notch. You can probably tell there's a hell of a lot more passengers on this route than normally. That is the rush hour DLC doing wonders here. So that's the Haywards Heath train, the 9:23. Might be a little bit late, that train, just because we're a tad late here. But if I did this train on time, it wouldn't be prototypical, because that is how the British Railways work in this simulator. You see, they will never be on time. It would kill them to be on time, to be honest. We are due into Gatwick about 9:40. I don't think we're going to make that. We will probably be a couple of minutes late, but we'll see. I'm not sure if we might make up some time on the route. We have got 20 miles to go, just over 20 miles to go. This isn't a frequent stopping service, so this will give you a good sort of hour to sort of see everything that you can see in this route. There are so many services to operate. You can even drive the Class 313 on this route, which isn't prototypical. I think you can drive it as like ECS trains, empty coaching stock. So you can drive the 313, empty coaching stock between Selhurst, I believe it is, which is a depot just up at East Croydon, that sort of area, and down here at Lovers Walk, which is the depot here at Brighton. So we're going to be exploring a lot of those services. They've got the rail tours, typical Dovetail Games rail tours that they do, and on top of that as well, they've got other services you can drive. You can drive the Southern services, of course. Great Western Railway operates services between Gatwick Airport and Red Hill and Reigate, heading towards Reading. In this game, they're operated by Class 166s. I believe they're still operated by Class 166s, or technically 165s now, because they've been downgraded. In the future, or hopefully in the imminent future, they're due to be operated by Class 769s. Although that's been on the timeline now for many years, and Doesn't seem to be any movement on that. I think there has been an issue with the 769s in terms of very similar issue that Northern had, whereby when they first entered service, the Northern drivers weren't very happy with the cab setup. They basically said, no, it's crap. There you go. Oh, he's following that train quickly, isn't he? Yeah, they weren't very happy with the cab setup. Essentially, they didn't think they had enough room, no aircon, very inhospitable cab, especially on a hot day when you're on the North Downs. You need aircon. You need something to be able to make it a pleasurable experience driving, or an acceptable experience driving even. And these 769s are very old-fashioned. 99.9% of the upgrades are passenger related. There's no upgrades for the driver. In fact, technically they've actually made it worse for the driver, because they've actually got more. These 769s with GWR are tri-modes. So essentially they've got 3 power modes. They've got third rail, overhead, and diesel. I'm not too sure why, because they could have just done with diesel and overhead. They could have just done the diesel over the third rail routes. It doesn't really make much sense for them to, because the third rail on that route is so sporadic. It's sort of like there's a little bit of third rail here and then it stops, and there's a little bit more third rail here and then it stops, and so in my mind, to do a full run from Reading to Gatwick Airport, you'd start off on third rail and then you'd obviously go off on third rail so far down the line, somewhere towards Ash or somewhere like that, and then you go back on the third rail at Guildford, and then you probably go off the third rail a couple of miles later, and then you probably go back on the third rail at Reigate, and gee, this is off on, off on, off on. It doesn't make any sense. The aim for a bi-mode train is that you can seamlessly change between power modes depending on your destination. For example, the Northern Transpennine route that goes across from Leeds to York, that's going to be fully electrified soon, which will allow trains that are crossing that route to work bimodal. So trains to Scarborough, because they're never going to electrify all the way to Scarborough, they can essentially operate electric between Leeds and York, and then switch over to diesel between York and Scarborough. That's the idea. Whereas the North Downs is so incomplete, if you really wanted it to be a seamless experience, then what you would do is you'd third rail the entire route from Reading to Gatwick. No blocks or gaps or anything like that. But they don't seem to want to do that, because it's going to cost Network Rail a hell of a lot of money to implement third rail. They have to implement transformers, find power sources, do new grids. Basically it'd take too much time. So that's why they've developed these tri-mode trains. Now, I've never in my life have I seen a tri-mode Class 769. As far as I'm aware, there's 3 types of Class 769 at the moment. The ones with Transport for Wales, as far as I'm concerned, they're technically meant to be bi-mode, but the overhead wires have been, the overhead part of it has been isolated, so they are technically diesel only. The Northern ones are bi-mode, so they're diesel and electric. I've only ever been on one on electric, and it just felt exactly the same as 319. And the GWR ones, jeez, that is scary, because any one of those passengers could do the wrong thing, if you know what I mean. So yeah, and the GWR ones are tri-mode, so they do third rail, overhead and diesel, which to me is, God knows how they fitted all of that in a 319. But yeah, I'm yet to experience one. I'm not too sure if anyone's going to be able to experience one at this rate. So those signs there with the little leaves on them, that identifies this area as a low adhesion site. So a low adhesion site is an area where you're going downhill, as you can see, and if there's a lot of trees, which there are, and they drop their leaves in autumn, then the rails can become slippery. So if you're doing a frequent stopping service like me, well, or not like me, sorry, the opposite of this, but if you're doing a frequent stopping service, you may struggle to get the traction to be able to brake. So it's basically telling you to drive more cautiously during the autumn months. That's what railhead treatment trains are there for anyway, to clear of any debris off the track that could cause issues with adhesion. Anyway, so this route so far, brilliant. I think I've only driven it a handful of times, and I've never driven it from Brighton to London. I've only actually done so far London to Gatwick, so I've never done it. As you can see, getting a reward here for driving 38 miles, because I've not really explored this route fully yet. I've not had a chance, so I think it's wonderful. Very shadowy and dark, I must admit. I'm not too sure if that's just the time of day I've said it. But then again, it is winter, so this is set in January, and there's not too much light in January, even when the sun does come out. The minute there's trees, because the sun is so low in the sky, you don't really get much light, unfortunately. So this is probably quite prototypical of a run between Brighton and London at this time of year. As you can see, pretty fault-free, nothing really hindering us. Is this Haywards Heath, maybe? Not got a clue. Is it Haywards Heath? I'll find out in a minute. Is this Haywards Heath? Haywards Heath. Wow. We're absolutely flying past. The only thing that I'd like with the PIS screens at stations that we pass like that at high speed, I'd like them to say, please stand clear, fast train approaching, or whatever the hell they say. I'm not too sure if they say that. I'm going to check that at the next station. I think they just advertise the next train. They don't realise when there's a train that's not stopping. Just little improvements like that would really make this a truly brilliant experience. Also, announcements. If there's anyone who knows how to do announcements in this game, I would love to see announcements. You know, imagine, this is the Gatwick Express service to London Victoria. The next stop will be Gatwick Airport. You know, it's just the typical bloke who does those announcements in his southern accent. Just so that people can sort of have a little bit more of an immersive experience. I think we may be catching time up here, just a little bit. I mean, it's been a very easy run on this train so far. We've been able to have it quite easy. So the 387, what do I think? I think it's gorgeous. I think the way they've done it, the way they've simulated it, is truly tremendous. Look at it crossing this bridge. This is insane. That might be my that might be my thumbnail for the video. I do like it though. From the exterior point of view, it looks fantastic. The detail in it is brilliant. Yeah, it's everything that we've been waiting for. There's been a lot of issues that have been surrounding this particular train. I haven't experienced any issues with this route so far, but then again, I've only played it for probably a total of about 4 or 5 hours since it was released. Not that I've lost interest or anything, but it's just I haven't been in this game that often, to be honest. So yeah, there's so much more to explore and do, and I'm really looking forward to taking this route to the limit. Something else that I was going to say about this route is you can also do, I believe there's in the train plan, there's you can do southeastern trains. Now I'll tell you more about that in a sec. Let me just check these boards. Yeah, you see it just says welcome to Balcombe. It doesn't say stand clear, fast train approaching or something. Yeah, so that's one of the improvements that I mean anyway. Anyway, so Southeastern during engineering work blockades operate, I believe, out of London Bridge, is it? Or Cannon Street or somewhere, I can't remember. One of those London stations anyway, or Victoria even. And they operate over to Tunbridge via Red Hill. So if I show you the route map, which I'll show you now, first look at the route map. So we started off down, I believe, all the way down in here. This is Brighton. This way for, I think this is Hove over here, this way for Lewis and whatnot from the East Coastway. But where we are, I'll show you, we're about here, heading towards, this is Gatwick Airport over here, 3 bridges over here. And this here is Red Hill, and this route down here takes you over to Tunbridge. So essentially, during engineering works, when they can't go down the main route via Swanley and St Mary Cray and all that out of London Victoria, and they can't go round to like stations to Gillingham and whatnot from there. Oh dear, we're speeding. Yeah, they operate trains down this route, and some of them are actually simulated in this game, which is fantastic. That was a very short 80, wasn't it? Yeah, some of them are simulated on this route, so you can take a southeastern train, 375, in this game, in this route actually. There are simulated services on those diversions down this route to Red Hill. Obviously they won't go via the quarry lines because that's probably where we're going to go today, so I'll tell you more about the quarry lines in a sec, but yeah, they won't go down the quarry lines, they'll just go off to Red Hill and then off that way, which is quite interesting to drive a 375 down this route. Certainly interesting indeed. Anyway, so the quarry lines are a sort of a diversionary route almost. So when this line was originally concepted, it only had one line that went sort of via Red Hill and that way, and all the little stations. The quarry line is basically a split line that just sort of before you get to Red Hill, it sort of splits and goes in a completely different direction, and just sort of heads its own way through the quarry, what used to be the quarries areas. Sort of a little cutting basically that cuts out all of those little stations and allows for a premium line speed because there's no stations that you're passing or anything like that. So this is Three Bridges, and Three Bridges depot is either side of us here. This is Three Bridges depot. And this is Three Bridges here. Very quiet station for this time of the morning, I must admit. It's odd. I think we are on time, to be honest. We've only 2 miles away. We'll start braking slowly. Yeah, but essentially the quarry lines cuts out a huge part of the route and allows these trains, these Gatwick Express premium trains that only do non-stop Gatwick to London, allows them to cut out a huge section of the route, which is fantastic. So it's a real big bonus for this route, definitely. You're going to see some of the planes now that are in this that they sort of sneakily previewed in the preview stream for this route. They are a bit questionable. I wonder if someone's going to make a modification to make them a little bit more realistic, if you know what I mean. But yeah, they're a little bit arty, I think is the word I'll use. There you go. Just saw a plane. I wonder if we'll see one in a little bit more detail. We're going to see one again. Let's see if we can see one. Slow us down. Should come across us very soon. Yeah, these are more pop art planes than anything, to be honest. Whoa! Now that I like. I mean, you only see it for a split second, so it's not really that bad. But at the same time, they look crap. They really look crap. Oh well. I thought they were going to pull something out the bag with that, but sadly they didn't. Anyway, let's sort out this issue with the tail lights. I don't know why they're on. They must be on auto or something, but they shouldn't be on. Shouldn't have tail lights in between the train. Don't need them. So, welcome to Gatwick Airport. Sorry, I'm trying to do about 5 different things here at once. Up to the 12 car marker, because that's what we've got today. And that'll do there. Lovely. Oh, we are on time after all of that. Right, so we might be a little bit late leaving just because I've got to sort out this tail light issue with the train. Blimey, 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 wherever you all come from, you can tell this is rush hour. According to this, we're late. Let's add a map onto it. There we go. So this is where you can see we are at the moment. So London Victoria to Brighton. We're currently here at Gatwick Airport. Hawley, Salford, Earlswood, and the quarry line goes off all the way to sort of Purley, that area, and then you're there. Yeah, so we've got a couple of minutes to wait. I think we're just waiting for this guy to get ahead, really. Southampton Central. Ooh, very nice. He's off to Victoria. That's a London Victoria train from Southern. Now let's sort out these tail lights before we forget. So as you can see, yeah, the tail lights are on. I don't know why. I'm going to sort that out now. I'll have to put that all back. Right, there we go. Oh no, that's the wrong one. We need to put the door back. This door and this door. There you go, that's better. So we've got to do that a few times. So we've got a 12-car train. Don't know why they're set like this. They shouldn't be. It's like in model railways, you end up having the tail lights on the back of the loco even though you're hauling a load. It's unrealistic, but there's very little you can do about it, to be honest, because you know they can only be so realistic. If you have tail lights, you're actually quite lucky. So people don't tend to squash that, you see. So yeah, I just like it to be a little bit realistic, if you know what I mean. I don't like allowing this sim to sort of take control. We should be okay. There's a 377. Oh, it's on the other side. Why do I want to give up control? I know I'm not in the cab. And then we'll turn it off here. There you go. Right, so we're all set now. Let's head back up, because we've only got a minute. Well, let's show you the interior while we're here. This is the interior of the Class 377. You can see you've got these nice priority seats and stuff like that. I do apologise if the frame rate has hit the floor. I have absolutely no idea why that is. I am recording, but it shouldn't really have an effect because I've got more than capable of doing this. Yeah, we're going to be late. So this is in between sort of the trains, so this is our unit. I'm going to sort of run now because got sort of like 20 seconds left before the train's due to leave. I must admit, not busy at all, this train, which is bizarre, given it's a rush hour DLC, but hey. I swear I saw that as a 377. Okay, maybe I'm just getting confused. Right, we're both off then. Oh, how many 387s do you want? 224, 215 and 213 all here at the same time. Yeah, the horn's a bit naff, but it would never be brilliant, you see, so. Yeah, that's a lot better. Look, no tail lights, brilliant. Did that right, didn't I? Look at that, into the sunshine, gorgeous. Right, off we go. Next stop is London Victoria, 23 miles. So it's probably roughly the same distance between Brighton and Gatwick as it is between Gatwick and London. So you sort of split it up into two sections. So you do one half of the route and then, you know, and then you can sort of do another half of the route. There are freight services for this route as well. We will explore them in a future video. Don't worry at all. I am absolutely eager to do some more freight in this game because I haven't really done enough freight. So this station here is oh god, what station is this? It's the one that's just outside of Gatwick. I'll tell you now. Hawley. Oh dear, oh no, oh no, oh no. I thought I heard something beeping, I was like, what on earth is that? Oh dear. Right, now we're going to be late. Can't seem to stop it. That's the one and only bad thing about having the DSD on, is it just troubles you, it really does. Right, let's get going again. So, here's our 387. Lovely branding here. Your journey with experience, personality and pride since 1984. To be honest, I don't think a 387 has much personality. I think that's probably talking more about the staff. But I must admit, they do look good in this game. The 387s do look good. The colour is dead on, absolutely dead on. Really, really nice sort of like weathering as well. Yeah, they have done really well with this route, I can tell you that. Sort of getting the route out, the game out, everything like that. There are some sporadic issues people have found with red signals, especially around London Victoria. But I've never experienced any of them myself. So if I do, I'll certainly let you guys know. There you go. Ironically, I'm drinking a Diet Coke at the moment, and a Diet Coke is technically a livery of a 387. In fact, it's actually so relevant that the Diet Coke is actually a livery of a Gatwick Express 387 that has been debranded and put into Thameslink colours, but still has the Gatwick Express on the side. So it's red and sort of white. And as everyone knows, Diet Coke, I know Diet Coke's red and silver, but it's close enough. I've never seen it myself. I'd love to see it. I've been waiting to see it for a while because it's a Gatwick Express train, I believe, with Great Northern seating or whatever. Very weird, yeah. So here we go. Starting to skip some stations here, and these are only on the slow lines. We are now on what's known as the fast lines, the up fast or the up main, whatever you want to call it here. 20 miles from London Victoria. We're going to diverge in a minute over onto the quarry lines, as you can see. There's a nice little free car. That might be a turbo, a 166. That might be. We might see that in a minute. Anyway, we're going to diverge onto here, which is the quarry lines, which happens just here. This is the road to Reigate, which I believe is actually included. That's interesting. So I might do a 166 one day, because you can pick it up in Reigate, change ends in Red Hill, and work it down to Gatwick. That'd be nice. Anyway, you might see a GWR 387 very shortly as we head towards Red Hill and London. It is! It's a class 166, which in real life is a 165 on these routes, but nice! Oh, I was trying to get a screenshot there, but I think I was trying to bite off too much. Yeah, the speeds that we're doing, we do need to slow down now, because we've got an 80. 4, 3, 2, 1, there you go, that's not too bad. Not too used to the speeds around here, to be honest. Especially on the quarry lines, it's not something I'm too familiar with. As we break over onto the quarry lines, we should have a 90 coming up in a minute once you've broken over. There you go, yep. There is going to be a video I have plans to do. I'm not going to divulge too much about it at the moment. But as soon as I heard this was coming out for Train Sim World, I thought of a really good sort of plan, something I could do. Sort of not your typical LM simulation video, which is a route review or something like that. This is not a route review, by the way, guys. This is simply a gameplay video. This is from here to here. This is what you get. Hope you like it, sort of thing. I'm not reviewing this by any stretch of the measure. All I'm going to say at the end of it is whether I liked it or whether I didn't. That's not really a review to me. That's just my personal opinion. But yeah, this is more of a gameplay video. So this is a true to life gameplay, just like my other Rush Hour stuff was. I'm not reviewing any of the Rush Hour content. That's not because I'm sponsored by Dovetail, because I'm not. I have no affiliation with that company whatsoever. I think they're doing mighty work on making this simulator technically into a pretty fine game. I can tell you that, a pretty fine simulator. I think there's way more involved in these trains than I could ever imagine DTG would ever do. So it's really, in my mind, it's a very, very good simulation. God, he's following him close behind, isn't he? Yeah, so I have got good, big plans for this, don't worry at all. But in terms of what's coming in the future, you can expect a hell of a lot. This channel is, there's a lot more coming very soon. I've got a lot of new games that I'm going to be exploring this year. Not necessarily right now, but yeah, we've got a lot of new games coming. My next video I plan is Fernbus. It's been a hell of a long time since I've done a Fernbus video, and I think it's time to return to the world of coaches. Something I really enjoy, especially with my old Xbox controller. That works really well with that game. Still sorting out OMSI. OMSI is something that I'm going to give a try soon. Don't worry about that. Yeah, and we've got Microsoft Flight Simulator is coming back in February. We're going to be doing some more civilian flying. I'm not quite yet at a stage that I'm happy to do like proper flying, but we're going to be doing a lot more Microsoft Flight Simulator videos. In fact, we're going to be doing a lot of the challenges next month. That's what we're going to be doing. A lot of civilian challenges, exploring that side of Microsoft Flight Simulator, because I don't think I've explored too much of that side of it just yet. I've done a lot of just, here you go, here's a flight, here's what we do, but I've not really done much. This is what else the game has to offer. So yeah, we'll be doing a lot more exploring of Microsoft Flight Simulator. So don't worry, that's coming in February too. Here we are. So these are the non-quarry lines that we're crossing back over to, joining up on. You can see how long this train is. It really is ridiculously long. So that's the non-quarry lines, that's the slower lines, these are the faster lines, as you can probably tell. It's pretty basic when you're driving the 387, it's pretty easy to be honest. You just shove it into notch 4 and sort of manage your speed, because there's a lot of gradients on this route that you've got to sort of acknowledge and respond to. For example, we're going downhill, so I've not got any power on at the moment. I might shove it onto notch 1 just to get it there. But as you can see, we're climbing quite quickly, so we don't need too much power. You can just pretty much idle it and let the train do the work, to be honest. It's a very simple route, and I do enjoy the 387. We will see what happens when we get to London Victoria, because I've never done a route into London Victoria. I've done one out of London Victoria, but never in. Something I have just noticed is that I don't know if that's going to work, is it? Okay, I'm not too sure if I've got any power, but I just accidentally, it's that S button. It's so easy to press it, and I've accidentally put it into neutral and back into forward. I'm not too sure what the train's going to think about that. We'll see. In fact, what I'll do is I'll take us down to 80, and then I'll speed us back up to 90 and see what that does. I know we've got a 60 coming up anyway soon. That'll probably be where we diverge back on with the main line. In fact, to be honest, we are with the main line again, to be honest, so... Where are we here? God knows. Many, many stations. Just past the 377? Yeah, we seem to be accelerating. I think we're fine. I've got us into notch 2. Yeah, I think the route looks fantastic. It's got lots of, saw that graffiti there that we just passed. Looks really, really good. I mean, I can't argue with this. I think it just looks superb. I just really do think it looks great. Let's start braking for this 60. Yeah, so these trains, they have got overhead, as you can see here. Not too sure why, because at no point between Gatwick and Victoria do you actually get any overhead wires, but maybe they were designed to be interchanged with other parts of the fleet. Here's a 377. Hello, my friend. Nice. Sort of slowing down here because we have got a 60 coming up, not because we're following a train. Might get a little busier as we get towards East Croydon. Oh, I think I did see a yellow up there for a brief moment, so we might be following something soon. There you go. There's definitely a train on here that we might be following and chasing up. So is this East Croydon? It is East Croydon. That comes across very quickly, I must admit. When you do the quarry lines, it really does. This is East Croydon. So this is a very main station, and most of the southern trains stop here. In fact, I think this is the only train that doesn't stop here at East Croydon, to be honest. Oh gosh, is that 45? Blimey, I didn't realise that was coming. We've got a 30 coming up. Wow, they don't really want us to do very fast through here, do they? They'll be losing points here. Anyway, welcome to East Croydon. Don't know what that was. I've got a green, that's good to see. That's a very quiet East Croydon, I must admit. Just want to check. Ah, it's a 375. What did I say? That's interesting to see. 375 at East Croydon. As I told you, yeah, we're going to get 375s on this route, which is something interesting. There might be diversions today, potentially. It is a Saturday in the game, so there could be diversions. Bank holidays or whatever. So that's us through East Croydon. We've now got to sort of weave our way through to what used to be the world, not the world's, but what used to be the Britain's busiest station, which was Clapham Junction. However, that has been toppled now due to COVID. Clapham's been extremely quiet, so quiet that it's actually had its title toppled by Stratford. So Stratford is now the Britain's busiest station, which I never thought I'd see, to be honest. I know Stratford's very busy, but I didn't think I'd ever see it as Britain's busiest station. Anyway, there you go. Now we head towards London Victoria for real now. We've got a 70 coming up shortly. Oh, we're chasing this 377. Very nice. Hello, my friends. Nice. That's what I like. A bit of AI like that in a standard scenario. That's what I like. Hello, London Bridge. Oh, really? You're not even going to London, Victoria? And he's slowing down already. See you later. Bye. That was nice. That was really, really cool. Stations are getting busier. We're certainly getting towards London. We're only 6.8 miles away now. I think we're actually running a little bit early, to be honest, because I don't think it's going to take us that long to do the 6.7 miles. We'll have to wait and see. Back in the cab. As you can see, the cab of the 387 has been done immaculately. You can do 110 miles an hour. That's, I believe that's in AC. I don't think you could get that in DC. I think they would max out at 100 on DC. Not that I've ever seen a train on DC do 110. That'd be quite something to see, wouldn't it? But yeah, I think that's on AC. That, to be honest, not many 387s manage to do 110. I think the horn, the problem is there's no sort of fade of the horn. It just sort of goes, and there's no, do you know what I mean? There's no fading effect, which is a little bit annoying. These are just little things that I'm noticing. Stuff that really doesn't make much difference, but does affect the experience somewhat. Not massively, just somewhat. And I do like going outside because I think it's one of the things. This train looks so good that you can just sit outside for most of your journey, to be honest. I'll be happy doing this, to be honest. So we've got to start braking in a minute, so we're going to get to 70. Yeah, there's a little bit of a fade, not much. Yeah, I've got a 60 coming up, so I'm just going to let the train do what it wants. No real rush. Ooh, is that free? Nice. Tell you what, the AI in these not scenarios but timetables are really good. Bye. Wonder where you're going. London Victoria. Look at that. That's what I like to see. This is highly addictive. I must admit, it's really good. Really, really good. I only got 4 miles to go. We've got 15 minutes, well, just under 15 minutes to do it, to be honest. Must be expecting the route to get quite slow round here. I do believe we do, because obviously we've got to watch out for Clapham, and then we've got to get past Clapham and just further on from Wandsworth Road to Battersea, that sort of area. Yeah, it must get a little bit slow round here, I can imagine. But we've got a hell of a lot of time to just do 4 miles, I must admit. And the amount of AI is superb, it really is. Oh gosh, speeding a little bit. But I'm not here to say yes or no, is this route good, do you want to get it, sort of thing. I think it's your own prerogative if you want to get this. I think the reviews will tell you all. It's brilliant until something goes wrong. And things have been known to go wrong. But at the same time, I haven't noticed anything go wrong, so I'll leave that down to you guys. If you want to try it out, give it a go, then I'm more, be my guest. I am more than an advocate for this route. I think it's probably one of the better Dovetail Games routes I've come across recently. I just love the sort of, it's not a tilt effect, if you know what I mean. It's not tilting, but it's curving around the corners, and I think that the way the track is designed to allow the train to do that, very realistic, very, very nice. It's probably one of the best features of this route, to be honest. Ah, so we're following something, are we? Into Clapham. So, Clapham Junction, Britain's previously busiest station, I think is what I mean. And that sort of that you're hearing, the sort of vibrations of the train, very realistic. 387s make that sound in real life. I think the way they've been able to implement little sounds like that is very nice. It just shows you that I think they're putting in a hell of a lot more detail and attention into this route than they are into others. I didn't hear an AWS from that, by the way. I don't know if you didn't, but I didn't. Right, we have got a red coming up. So we're certainly following something. Ah, what have I done? Why? What? What did I do there? I pressed the wrong button entirely. Right, let's have a look on the map. Are we following something? We are indeed. This bloke here, probably a 377. Right, there's no AI for the South Western Railway services here, on the basis that they've not really done anything for that, and there's not really much point because I'm just going to fly past it anyway. But it's still nice to see this route in all of its glory. And this station, the big old Clapham Junction, welcome. Look at that, 387 past 387. Nice indeed. It's a bit annoying following this train. I want to see if we get an AWS from this, because it seems to be a bit sporadic, this AWS system in this game. No. So the AWS sounds have just died. Okay, interesting. I'm going to try something very quickly, just to check if it's... I'm just going to see if resetting it makes any difference. That is probably my only bugbear there. We've had a slight issue with the AWS. It's active, but it's not making any sounds. Out of nowhere, it's just decided to go no, I don't want to do it anymore. So we'll wait and see when we get past this yellow. Will it make any noise? Nope, it won't. It's not even an AWS portal for that. Okay. Interesting. Don't know if that's in real life. I'd love to know. I think that was a bit odd that we didn't get any AWS sounds from that. There's not even a ramp for that one. Interesting. Well, we'll have to check it on the next signal, which is coming up in 300 yards. If there's an AWS ramp for that, there looks like there is. I think they might have missed one out, so that's better. That's better. So here we go, Battersea. We're truly in London now. Truly, truly in London now. There are that many cranes over Battersea on a permanent basis. It just seems. I think the cranes are part of the architecture. I just think they're there because that's what Battersea looks like now. It must be one of these weird architectural designs whereby there's no AWS for that one. That's weird. On and off for these, but yeah, some of the architectural designs for Battersea Power Station now include complementary cranes for no reason. Right, see if we get an AWS ramp for this guy. Yeah, we do. Good. You see, we're not due now for another, God knows how long. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 6 minutes. So we're going to be sat outside the station for 6 minutes because we're so early. Potentially. So this is where all the red signals come in. A lot of players of this route have experienced that these signals here don't tend to change very often. They seem to be permanently red. We'll see. We'll see what it does on my simulation. Ah! No, we're good. Although that's floating, that 20 sign. We've got a red ahead though. 377. I think there's another one behind it as well. Yeah, there is. Gosh, all the action out here today. And a 465. This is why I like having the southeastern part of this. You've got to have it. If you don't have the southeastern, the 465 or the actual route, the Chatham route, you won't get these. But you will if you do, and it just enhances it, I think. Oh, that's not. I thought that was our signal. That's not. It makes it worse, it is on a hill, so it is quite difficult to judge the braking here. Especially when you're in the 12 car, because we might be blocking the rearmost signal here. So I'm going to stop us nice and early. This bridge that we're coming up here, it's a bridge I've been to in real life. It's called Ebury Bridge. Quite a famous bridge for photographers, because it's known for photographers who are taking long exposures of. So you sort of, I think you set up your tripod here on Ebury Bridge, and if you zoom in enough, you can get a gorgeous long exposure of the trains sort of darting round here, and you've got Battersea in the background, very urban scene. The only problem is these lampposts, which I must admit are fantastically placed, because if I seem to remember when I did my long exposure, I could not get away from that sodding lamppost, honestly. Because, you know, camera people were already here already, so I sort of got the scraps, which was sort of, I got this shot, which is basically the lamppost in the way shot. Okay, well we'll have to wait and see what they're going to do with us, because I'm going to shove us into Knot Tree, because obviously we're on a hill, so I don't want us to... I don't want us to roll down. Anyway, let's have a look in the old number 8 view. Ah, we might be waiting for this gentleman here to come out. Where's he going? Reigate. Now that is a journey I'd like to do in this game myself, because you can do all the way to Reigate in this game, I believe. Ah, haha, we have the road. So yeah, I am not susceptible to those issues, guys. Or not yet, at least. Yeah, it seems to be right on time now. I think we were just waiting for that Reigate train to leave. So, I've just noticed something. 3774213. Last time I checked, this isn't a 377. I have noticed that. Little issues like that they probably weren't even aware of. The computer system, the TMS, still says that the carriage numbers, when you're attached to them, are all part of a 377. Sorry, because I think they have just ported this, you see, over directly. Aha, 375. How are you doing, my friend? Oh, that livery is lovely. I think that works so well on a sort of a networker. We've got another train coming out as well. We do, matey boy over here. And so, welcome guys to London Victoria Station here in Trains World 2. It's been absolutely ages I've been wanting to bring this route to you. I'm so glad I've been able to showcase the full route between Brighton and London Victoria on this wonderful Trains World video. It's been a brilliant journey. I've thoroughly enjoyed every minute of driving the quarry lines, getting into Gatwick, exploring the trains, planes, and everything else that this route has to offer, the gorgeous scenery as well. I think this is a fantastic route, probably one of the better DTG routes that they've done more recently, and I am thrilled to see what could be next in the pipeline, especially now we've got Just Trains on board here as a third-party developer for Trains World 2. We'll have to wait and see what 2022 brings. But for now, it's been a wonderful journey. I have been LM Simulation. Welcome to London Victoria, here in Trains World 2. I'll see you guys in the next video. All the best, take care, and ta-ra!